Good afternoon. It's Quant Trade Edge, and I wanted to do a special update on the S&P 500 given the action that we've had today. I'm trying to keep it very simple to show you the concept of market structure that we have developed through the use of the Gann bar counting method. So this is the daily S&P 500, and these are just a set of fibs on the move off the low to the move up to the high. Around this 50% level, we had that bounce, and we got bullish with the Forex trade off of that high, and that could have been the turn that takes us higher, but that has since changed in the last couple of days. We had our structure drawn in like this, and the reason for drawing it in like that was these hoagies here. There was a hoagie right here, and if anyone jumped the gun and got long based on getting above this inside bar, that person got flushed pretty hard. And then the same thing happened again, where we had another hoagie here. And if you got in above that inside bar, again you got flushed. And this time, on the break of the hoagie, if you got short, you also got flushed. We got a nice little reversal, and that's what made this such a good setup bar for the long Forex. Well, now what we know is, now that we have a completed two waves down, if we take this out, we will now have a potential for a Forex trade to the downside. And this isn't our traditional Forex of going with a structure. Well, I guess it is, and you can look at it the same way. I just treat it separately because it's a U-turn versus a 2E flag or a trap like this was. But it's basically the same concept. So remember that line that's drawn in down there. And if we take this down to a 3-minute chart, we broke that line pretty soon off the open. The open was 8:30, and by 8:45 we had broken that line. And think of it as the daily time frame trader who's trying to move big size, that isn't worried about the little squiggles in between, basically had a sell stop below there. Or a lot of people who were long had a sell stop below this 43.55.50. And as soon as that level triggered stops, this is all of them stopping out. And they are a higher time frame player. They don't mind that we pop back up 10 points off the low. This saved them an extra 50 points this way. But what we do is, once we see that break, we're looking for a lower front time frame two-legged pattern for entry, and we got as clean as they come on the 3-minute chart. And what that lets us do, and this high here was 66.25, this high here was 67.75. So we did get a higher high that we require. And if we look at the size of this bar, it was 7.75 points. And 4R on that took us to 43.29, which was right here. So on that first push down to that 43.2675, we got our 4R. And if you hung on even further, probably got another 4R in it already, more than that. So this has been a very profitable trade. We basically look at the daily structure changing and then find a short-term entry for that trade. But I wanted to show you something even more interesting, and again, it boils down to structure. So I want to make this chart as clean as possible for the structure. And let's say when you got down to 4R, which was somewhere down here, you didn't know if you wanted to trail, or let's say you wanted to take off some and trail the rest, but you didn't know where to cover the rest that you were trailing. Well, much like in the Netflix video from a couple of days ago, you could just watch the structure on the lowest time frame possible, and that is a 1 minute for most people, and it's the lowest practical time frame. So let's say you got your target here. That was 9:25. So you got your target here at 9, and you want to trail the rest. Well, let's blow this up extremely big because I'm going to show you exactly how you could have done that. Let's take off all this noise. So this is where you covered at 29. And from there, we got one leg up that was bigger than our previous leg down. That means above there would have been a U-turn. Well, we didn't get it. Now we went and made fresh lows, and we got, this 1 bar move up, this, 1 or 2 bar move up, 1 bar move up. It's almost like the chart of Netflix a couple of days ago, where every attempt got hammered. One leg up there, one leg up here, and again we start counting again from each new low of the day. From this low of the day, we got an A, B, C, and that made 43.14 a valid U-turn point. So by just watching and paying attention, and every time we had one of these moves like here, as soon as we came off, you would put your stop above there, 43.25. Nothing happened, every time you get a two-legged move, which we didn't get another two-legged move until here, 43.14, you put your stop above there, and then that would have been a way to stop out. Or if you were apt to scalp to the long side, you got about 12 points here, and again in perfect symmetrical fashion, where we took where that first swing ended right past our initial profit target was 26.75, and that's the exact high we got to again, 26.75. So that was a natural spot to take profits if you were playing this 1 minute U-turn for a long trade, for a very quick and careful long trade. But one of the things you want to always be careful on long trades is to check market internals. And the VIX has been blazing higher all day. Breath has been buried below negative 2,000 all day. Ticks have been weak all day. So there was a fresh tick high somewhere around here. It happened at 11:36, which was right here. We did get a fresh tick high exactly on this bar right here. But the breath was buried at that point. At 11:36, the breath was in this negative 1950 level. So that's usually a shorting opportunity, and it was nice that it also lined up with the previous low. Previous support became current resistance. And if we continue to follow the structure, so we, to look for a U-turn, we need to go make a new low first. So here we made a new low at this level, and all of this in here was a hoagie. So remember, I guess I'll put one more tool on there so we can help us spot those. And the 2-bar hoagies are usually very easy to spot. 3 and above get a little more difficult for my eyes, so I just put in a 3-bar hoagie to alert me. But basically, this was only 2 legs up. So you could have, again, moved your stop. This is 43.15, the high. Again, this is a one-legged pullback. The second one didn't make it as far. Then a new low and a one-legged pullback. One-legged pullback. So again, if you're nervous about staying short, you want to be able to stay with this trend because this is a daily move that's happening. We're getting a daily U-turn, and we could get a daily size reaction to that. And imagine that all the way down to the 1 minute chart, you're able to protect your profits or protect your position by just paying attention to the structure of the bars. So that was the key lesson for today. I'm trying to split up the videos by product and trade type so that you can easily filter and get to the videos that you want to watch again and take notes on. The daily wrap up that I was doing, I mean, I'll probably do that on days when I don't have the time to do individual videos, but I also realize that a lot of you don't necessarily trade all the different products, so it may not be useful to have it in that format if the little piece you need is buried somewhere in the middle of that video. So anyway, please like and subscribe and push this out to all your friends that you think would be interested. We're trying to gain some traction here, and it definitely helps the YouTube algorithm if we get a lot of likes and a lot of engagement. So definitely ask questions and place comments in the comments, and I will respond to you. I hope you're on the right side of this, and stay nimble and stay safe. Fridays can be very dangerous, especially into the afternoon.